Hello, friends. Okay, so we're a couple cantos into the Inferno, so I thought I would go ahead and give you the final assignment for this unit, which is going to be a really fun creative project. Students in the past have always had a lot of fun creating their own version of hell or heaven. If you want to do heaven, if you want to be a little bit more positive, there's always that option for you. Um, so you hopefully by now you've already watched the video that Miss Stowe showed you with some possible examples. But now I want to go ahead and dive into the actual requirements of the assignment. Okay, so it's all bullet pointed for you here. And obviously, if you have any questions about this, please send me an email or ask me in class on Monday or come see me during office hours on Tuesday or Thursday. This project will be due, we'll just skip right to that, Friday, December 11th. So this is going to be due a week from today, if you're watching this video on Friday. So the goal of this whole project is to create your own hierarchy of justice, just as Dante did. Okay, now he was using his own religious and political motives in his Inferno in the Divine Comedy. You don't have to use that as your motivation or your hierarchy, but you do have to kind of. It's all about a hierarchy of justice, of different levels of crimes or different levels of good attributes if you're doing the heaven. Now, remember that the character of Dante is depressed by the evil that he sees in the world, so he must confront that evil by going on a journey through the underworld. So remembering that, I want you to think about your own purpose for this project. So figure out what you want to basically satirize. What do you want to critique, right? Like drivers who text. Now, let me just take this opportunity right here. We can definitely have more than one person using the same topic. However, I will warn you, the number one project that I have seen over the years is drivers, right? So if you want to maybe do something more original, maybe think about staying away from that. You can definitely use that. It's a great topic, but just know that you're probably going to be one of many who use that as their focus and their topic. Okay, so but you're criticizing, you're satirizing these behaviors to encourage people to change their habits, right? They shouldn't be bad drivers. They shouldn't text while driving. So what you want to do, you can also kind of maybe make it more humorous. Do you want to have fun by pointing out human follies, like foolish behaviors, or, something silly that people do, like, putting the milk back in the refrigerator when it's all empty, or, things like that. Some just silly things that we do. Like, I can't even think of any now that I'm doing this, but like just the crazy things that we do. It's that whole Jerry Seinfeld thing, right? It's funny because it's true, like that kind of thing. All right. So what you need to do is think about your own version of hell or heaven, right? Now, this is purely creative. This does not, we're not doing this as religious. That's Dante's thing. This is just meant to be creative, but also taking some of the things that Dante did put into his Inferno and making sure that that also is in our project as well. So you want to think about location, all right? So Dante's hell was a spiral, which was accessible from, this deep, dark forest that he found himself in. So you should have a specific place where your hell is accessible. So maybe it's the mall, or maybe it's, I don't know, Breckenridge Ski Mountain. Maybe it's Florida. I don't know, right? So think about where you could, a location where you can have different levels. Like if it's the mall, it's the different stores. If it's the ski hill, there's different runs. So think about location. Now, when you're creating your version of hell or heaven, or if you're thinking about your version of hell, think about what are the sins that are going to be punishable in your hell. What certain sins are more punishable than others. So which ones are more serious, which ones are less offensive. Now, if you're thinking about the heaven, then you're looking at what traits would be maybe more admirable, right? So who are morally the best people and deserve the biggest reward for the way that they spend their lives on earth, and go down from there. Now you want to design the punishment, okay, or the reward, depending if you're doing heaven or hell, that symbolically represents the sin or the trait. Okay, so each level, it's contrapasso. So the punishment fits the crime. Okay, or if you're doing heaven, then the reward fits the admirable trait. Okay, now some of the requirements. You need to have 5 to 9 levels in your hell or heaven. For each level, you're going to use a visual, and you're going to have some writing to explain the level and what happens there. Okay, so you're going to have to make sure that there is some writing. Okay, just like in the Inferno, you should have a sign over the entrance to your hell. So make sure, like Dante is, talking about abandon all hope, ye who enter here, right? So you should have some sort of sign over your entrance. You can either create a poster or a digital presentation. The digital presentation is probably easiest in our format, but if you do create a poster, you have to figure out a way to get it to me by next Friday. So you will have to figure out a way to drop it off at school. And if that's just not going to be possible for you, then definitely you want to choose the digital route. And I will next week give you ways that you can record your presentation. Okay, so we'll talk about that more next week, but just know that you have to create some type of visual. And then the project is due by the beginning of class on Friday. Okay, so not 2:00, not 10:00, not midnight. It's due by the start of the class time on Friday. So whatever your class time starts, whether that's 7:15 or 10:15, you need to make sure that it's submitted by then. Okay, so a couple really, really important disclaimers. You may not use any school setting in your version of hell. Okay, you can't use any real names. Okay, any real teachers. There are no actual people. Okay, you must think about this over the weekend and get your plan approved by me on Monday. Okay, so we will be doing the presentations on Friday in class, so be prepared for that. And again, it's a recording, right? It's not like you're going to be doing this live. So that's why it has to be done before Friday in class, because that's going to be part of your classwork on Friday, is to be watching some of these presentations. So we'll talk about that a little bit more on Monday. I just wanted to get this to you before Monday, so that you have the weekend to kind of think about it. In this folder right here, this link, you will have this document. This will all be sent out to you in Classroom. You're not going to have an editing copy of it. I'm just going to send it out as material, but you will be able to access this link to this folder that has a ton of different topic ideas and some example presentations. Some digital presentations, some things that you can think about doing. So, yeah, so just think about maybe kind of what you want to do. Do you want to do a heaven or do you want to do a hell? And if you want to do a hell, you know, kind of what are the focus of your sins, your crimes. And then if you're doing heaven, think about, you know, what kind of traits do you want to put into your heaven. And like I said, you need 5 to 9 levels, and you're not going to be using any real people or any school settings. Okay. All right. This is meant to be fun. But also, you know, I want you to put some good thought into it. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Otherwise, we'll talk about this a little bit more on Monday. All right. You guys have a great weekend.